Quilters and art quilters, we all love to free motion quilt, but sometimes we need a little assistance in coming up with designs for our thread work. And Andrea Bishop from the Electric Quilt Company is here with me today to show us how to use a computer to assist us in those designs. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Let's take a look at some of these sort of sandwich samples that you have on the table. And these continuous drawings for the thread work is something that you created with the computer, is that right?
Right, you can draw thread work on your computer with quilt design software and actually even plan it for the blocks you're planning to use in your quilt. So it's very nice to be able to draw something that fits the space exactly.
So you can do singular motifs or continuous lines.
Right, and because you're drawing it, you can stay within your comfort level.
Okay, well let's see what that looks like.
Okay, so we just switched from working on a quilt to working on a block.
And this is a digital software program that helps you do this.
Right, and we're going to start a new block. There are many tools in here. The freehand tool would be the best for kind of like a free motion. And you can just doodle, and no matter how goofy it looks, it smooths it out so that even with the shakiest hand, you'll end up with something that's nice to follow. So let's make this a little narrower and center it. And I'm just using the tools at the top. Bring it up to the top. Let's clone it and rotate it 180 degrees. Center
Which one, does that do both of them or just the second one that you cloned?
I took the first one and I'm making a mirror image that's lower in the block.
Okay.
So now if I select them both and center it, clone and rotate 90 degrees and center it, all of a sudden you start getting all this really
Something
neat.
that looks sophisticated.
Yes.
From just a little doodling. That is so cool.
And you can even rotate it 45 degrees and you end up with really fun designs. So not only that, but you can import images and trace over them.
Okay. So like a photograph or an image of what exactly?
You could take a picture of your whole entire quilt. You could take a picture of the block you're planning to create and then you just draw on top of it. So maybe I want to do some little flower petals in there.
And therefore you're rehearsing it onto the computer and not actually on any fabric yet.
And then you print it out.
Let's take a look because you've actually printed these out. And if you wanted to, you could print this out on like a water-soluble stabilizer, like a wash away, and put this right on your fabric.
Right. You could also print it really large on paper and put it underneath and then trace actually onto the fabric before you quilt.
All right, well, Andrea, this was great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And that's today's show. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Quilting Arts.